Hi, I'm Keith Niehaus from Clarksville, Iowa. I own Niehaus Restoration Products. I produce the Triumph body panels under the name N.R.P. I quit doing body work in 2009, but we're here today. We're just doing a quick, easy video using an iPhone. Today I'm going to be spraying a TR3 Fender. This was on a car that I restored about 12-15 years ago. It belongs to Joe Alexander with ARE. I don't do body work anymore, but on special occasions, especially for Joe, I'll make an exception. It had a dent in the front here, a couple dents actually, so I've already fixed them, primered it. Just wanted to do a quick video of paint job on a repair. This is a Basecoat Clearcoat. I've already primered, sanded the front end down here, and this is 600 grit. I sanded the rest of the fender with 1500 grit. Since it's a clear coat, all I've got to do is scuff up the clear. I'll blend the white paint into the white, the original white, and then I'll clear coat the entire panel. On a deal like this, you really don't want to paint the entire fender if you don't have to, because of paint matching. You want the door and the fender to maintain their match. So we're just going to blend it, blend the base coat, and then clear the entire fender. I'm just going to do a quick video. It's going to be a series of videos. Next we'll mix up the base coat, shoot a test panel for coverage, and get the first coat of paint on. So we'll be back here shortly. We're in the booth now. I've got the paint mixed up in the gun. I've got an HVLP Snap-on X caliber. I purchased this thing like 15 years ago, and I love this gun. It works great for base and for the clear coat. I have to change the cap for the clear. I've got the number 2000 cap on it right now for the base. And I wouldn't recommend using this in a full paint job on an entire car because it just doesn't work well for that, but it works great for just panels. Now, I've also got a test panel here at Checkerboard. What this is for is paint coverage. I'll put a coat of paint on this, and then I'll put a coat on the fender. And when the checkerboard is completely covered, you can't see the squares. That tells you that's how many coats it takes to get coverage. On something like this, it might look good in the paint booth. You think you've got it covered, and you get out in the sun, and all of a sudden you can see the line. So if you have the checkerboard panel and you get that covered, you're going to be fine. So I've got the fan, exhaust fan turned off for this first coat. We'll go ahead and spray it and then shut the camera off, and we'll run the exhaust out. On the other coats, if we have the exhaust fan on, I won't be talking during that. So I'll go ahead and put my mask on, hook up, and get the first coat on. Okay, the first coat turned out just great. If you know anything about Basecoat clear coat, the base coat dries dull, flat. It gets its shine from the clear coat. One thing that I forgot to mention on the first coat is use a tack rag before you do each coat. And even though now that you got your first coat on, do the entire fender so any overspray gets picked up. The test panel's turning out great. I can see that it's going to cover in about 3 coats, which is great. So we'll go ahead and do the second coat. Third coat now. I'm going to go ahead and tack down the fender like I did the last time. You want to give this a good 10 minutes between coats. Let it flash. Now, if you would happen to get a piece of dirt in the fender, you could take 1500 grit, 1000 grit even maybe, and just knock it off a little bit and just go ahead and tack. I'm going to shoot the test panel another coat for the third coat, and then you want to take the test panel outside. It's easy to just walk outside with the test panel versus the fender. So you still want to take the test panel outside and make sure that in the sun you can't see the checkerboard. Okay, so we'll go ahead and do the third coat now. Okay, the base coat is dry now and we're ready for the clear coat. I don't know if you noticed on the last coat of my base, I ended up switching directions, and that kind of helps give you better coverage. Now we're going to tack the fender off. This is your last opportunity. You won't be doing it again, because once you get the clear on, it's going to be sticky from then on until it dries. Now there's a couple ways you can do the clear coat. You could clear the first coat just to the blend. I prefer to, especially since we're this far into the fender, I prefer to just do the entire fender the first coat. Another reason for that is if you were to do just the first coat on the blended area and the second coat on the whole fender, you have a really good chance of getting a run or a sag over here, because it doesn't really have anything to help hold the final coat up. I like the final coat to be full wet and really lay down. So I'm going to clear the entire fender for the first coat. I won't be talking after that in between coats. The second coat, I'm going to wait about 15 minutes before I put the second coat on, which will be the final. And it'll actually be kind of a double coat. I'll put the second coat on, and then you're going to see me come back, and I'm going to mainly be hitting this area that's wide open and flat, not so much in here. I might hit it, but not heavy. And it all kind of depends on your coat and your clear, I should say, what you're using and what you're used to. This particular clear coat can really be laid on heavy and not run or sag. So I'm gonna walk away from the camera for a second, turn on the exhaust fan, put my mask on, and then I'll come back and clear this. I'd rather keep the camera rolling than have another video in this little series. So I'll be right back. our little series on the painting of a TR3 Fender. If you have any questions, feel free to get a hold of me through Facebook. If you have any need for repair panels for TR4, TR6 Triumphs, you can also contact me for that. You can go to my website, NiehausRestorationProducts.com. I'm also making a panel for a TR3. It goes 12 inches up from the bottom, from front to back, and it's got the wire in the wheel opening. It's not quite out there available yet, but it will be soon. Feel free to contact me on that if you're interested, and I can steer you in the right direction to a distributor that will have it soon. Thank you for your time.